we are at the end of the Saturday of the Surrey Poetry Festival, and I'm here with
Elizabeth Suggs
and
Sarah Persson.
And we're going to find out what our takeaways are for the day. So, Liz, what have you enjoyed?
So, I mean, everything is fantastic, but I think my most favorite thing is actually going to be between the poetry and empowerment and the mindfulness. I was just thinking, but the mindfulness because I like yoga and meditation and how that can bring you into yourself and that enhances your creativity, I think. But then the poetry and empowerment, I think, and we discussed this a little bit too, where it's like we need to empower each other more, and I thought it was just inspiring mostly. So,
yeah, good.
Yeah.
I think from the mindfulness, I thought more about how I would utilize my body. You know,
Yeah.
I just think about my mind and not aware at all of my body at all, and how I need to do that in order to connect with the ground, to connect through to nature. Because there is no us and nature, we are all one and the same. So
Yeah.
that's a very important thing.
Yeah, and what you're, I just want to say one quick thing about that too, because I have slight ADHD, so I don't know if you've noticed in these, the rooms, the classes, I've been like moving a lot. It's just because it's like really hard for me to sit still. And so that's why I use mindfulness a lot, because it does move. When I'm writing, if I don't sit still, I can't write. And I'll just, if one thing is wrong on my body, I will immediately be I just can't concentrate. So I have to use mindfulness.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Sarah?
Well, I'm going to keep on the mindfulness theme actually, because I went to a workshop with mindfulness with Kath Drake, where we actually practiced for half an hour and kind of really stilled our minds, and then had to take like a gift, whatever sort of came at the end of that half an hour, and then we wrote about that. So I've never done it that way round. Normally my mind's really busy and like I've got loads of ideas and I want to do this, I want to do that, and I want to do this. So it was a really different kind of practice for me to go from a still mind into something creative. I really enjoyed it. It worked really well.
Good. I suppose that links in, doesn't it, with the mindfulness panel, and how you need to get rid of that chitter-chatter, they called it, and among other words, of the brain in order to be really able to focus. For me, I did a workshop as well. I went to Claire Williamson's Therapeutic Writing Feelings into Words workshop. And it was brilliant. We could choose images to write from, we could choose actual objects as well. And it was so interesting and inspiring to be able to pick something up and to feel it. In this case, it was shells or sea glass or stones. And to really connect with an object and then apply that to yourself and writing about the self, and then linking it with any problems that we may have that we want to work around. It was just a lovely way a different way of coming into writing by using those objects. Yeah.
I'm so jealous that you did that. Like I wish I could have done that. I love tactile.
Yeah.
That's.
It was brilliant. It was great. Yeah.
So one of the other things I really enjoyed was meeting Mohammed Amiri, who wrote The Boy with Two Hearts, which I was planning on getting anyway. And then he explained his kind of the journey that he'd been on to coming to Wales, about his brother. And it was really moving, and he was very generously gave me a copy of the book. So I'm quite desperate to go and read that. It's part of the Daring to Dream charity. So we learned about that as well. So that was one of my highlights for the day.
Yeah.